Psych-Minded Media presents Best Psychology in Film with your host, Dr. Catherine Marshall Woods. Best Psychology in Film is also a book available online where books are sold. Today's featured guest, Mike Brown. My name is Dr. Catherine Marshall Woods, and welcome to Best Psychology in Film. The film Thousand Lights of Sun by Mike Brown depicts a young father who wants to give his 10-year-old son the best life possible, but his adult troubles get in the way. He is confronted with numerous obstacles and shares a story of both trauma and perseverance. Mike Brown, welcome to the show.
Hello, it's great to be here. Very excited to talk with you.
I am so glad. I actually am so happy we were able to connect because as we were just talking about before the camera started going, is that we met one another almost a year ago.
Yes, that time has gone by so fast. And it was a pleasure meeting you and at 100 Minutes events.
Yes, I can't believe it has gone by so quickly and a lot has happened with your film. So I'm really excited to talk about that. But before we do, tell us a little bit about the film.
Okay, great. So Thousand Lights of Sun is a short film that, as you mentioned, explores the struggles of a young father who tries to provide for his family, the best life for his family. And on the night of his son's 10th birthday, Jeremy, the father, is his desire to provide a better life for his family leaves him in a predicament that will change him forever. So Jeremy is a complex person with a beautiful family working to be upwardly mobile in a difficult world.
Mm-hmm. You know, one of the parts that I really remembered from the film was that dedication that he had in order to be able to provide for his family and the struggles that he was experiencing doing so. Can you tell us a little bit about how the character Jeremy was formed?
Yes. Well, I know I'm not a father myself, but I know a lot of great Black fathers. And I this idea was born out of a intention to depict Black fatherhood and humanity and bring humanity to the life of a Black man, and especially one who had been traumatized by excessive force at the hands of police. So that's just a secondary thread in the film, the trauma by police. But that's where the idea was born, to really explore the complexity and humanity of a Black man who had been traumatized by police. And so that's where the idea was born.
You know, that idea for a character is so timely given the social climate we find ourselves in with Black Lives Matter movement that is still continuing to happen. Unfortunately, the injustices that are taking place when it comes to individuals who are dying by the hands of cops and not necessarily having sentences that is capturing the actual activity that they've committed. So this is such a timely film. Did you have that in mind too when you were going into writing this?
Well, we made this film in the summer of 2019, and at that time, the Black Lives Matter movement was at the forefront of my mind because, as being named Mike Brown, is something that I think about often, and so I wanted to explore the trauma that police, that we as Black people encounter by police, but I didn't want to make it exploitative, or I was also careful that the audience wasn't traumatized by the depiction that we showed in the film, because I know we see it so often on the news and in real life. So it was just a delicate balance, but I think that it was very important for me as a filmmaker, to always to reflect what's going on in society, and just really highlight and questions and some of the things that's going on in society today.
You know, when you said that you were thinking of also how the audience would experience the film and you didn't want them to be traumatized, almost vicariously traumatized by what you showed. It's interesting how sensitive you were when you were thinking about that individuals, when they see things over and over and over again on television, the impact that it has on them and their mental health.
Yes.
What did you then want the audience to walk away with?
Well, yeah, so I still haven't brought myself, had the courage to watch the Ahmaud Arbery or the George Floyd videos that have been circulating. But I wanted the audience to take away that this was a human being. That Jeremy, as a Black father, and his family, his beautiful Black family, they are a family of with a range of emotions, dreams, hopes, and aspirations. And although he has his complexity and his flaws, he is still working to be a better human being. And at the end of the day, he prevails. And I wanted to, at the end of the film, for him to be able to reunite with his family.
You know, it's interesting that you said that he's a person and he was complex with human emotions, and
Yes.
it's as if this person anyone could relate to. And that I actually what I found really interesting about this character Jeremy is that he was so relatable. I think you could see Jeremy in someone you know, as a friend, as an uncle, as a brother. You see this person trying to do the best they can given the circumstances that they have in front of them. And so that level of perseverance, is that what you're also trying to get across to the audience, that individuals do have the effort and the motivation to persevere even when things are difficult for them?
Yes, I think that that's a very good point, that perseverance, because at the end of the day, as human beings, we have to prevail in whatever circumstances that we encounter, whatever difficulty we encounter. We have to have perseverance, and especially as Black people in America, that's what we need to summon in order to survive. So I think that was important to me, just in my not only in my personal journey as a filmmaker, having perseverance, but also as to reflect that and the story and with my characters, for them to have that and view that within the characters, so the audience could be inspired and uplifted.
Hear more of this interview at Best Psychology in Film on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, and where podcasts are hosted. Want to make your film psychologically rich? Visit our website at www.psychmindedmedia.com to collaborate. And find more on Instagram at psychmindedmedia. Created with works by